12 Rules for Life, an anecdote to chaos. I recommend this. I've been watching a number of this man's videos on YouTube. Jordan B. Peterson. He's certainly a great intellect, and a lot of things that he has to say about faith, God, he obviously has a great sense of his own sin. They're really worth hearing and thinking about. And also, he points out an awful lot of the absurdities that are going on now. And I decided, having watched a good number of these videos, that I would buy this book. So I've just started it. A number of his inspirations actually come from the Old Testament, but by no means would I say that he goes on and on and on about the Bible in all his videos. But I find him interesting. I think he's very thought-provoking, he's very provocative, and I think he's probably like Marmite. You either love him or you hate him. And I think that people are respectful of him on the whole, and it's certainly interesting to hear his lectures. And when you see him on YouTube in debate, he answers very well indeed and in meticulous detail. So I think it's worth having a look at some of his videos, and should you choose to do so, buy his book. Still calming the storm. There's an episode in the New Testament where Jesus is in a boat with the disciples and he falls asleep, and a storm comes and the disciples are terribly afraid, and Jesus remains asleep. So they wake him up and they say, look at the storm, and he says, why? I'm with you. Anyway, he speaks to the storm, he speaks to the sea, and it calms, and the disciples are filled with awe and say, what manner of man is this that even the wind and the sea obey him? Well, of course it would obey him because he created it all. But it was an indication of who he is, the fact that he was able to speak to the wind and the sea and tell it to be calm, and the wind and the sea obeyed him. And likewise, we have to obey him. We need to be carrying out his will. We need to submit to him. We're all sinners. We all think and do things that are wrong, that are displeasing to God, and we deserve his judgment and condemnation. But in his grace, which is undeserved mercy is of course undeserved, he extends to us his mercy. And if we confess our sins to him, and forsake our sins, and turn to him, and trust in him, then he forgives us. That's what he was doing on the cross. He was paying the penalty for our sin. That's what manner of man this is.